The old manor stood silently, shrouded in an eerie mist. A chill wind howled through the ancient oaks, their branches swaying like skeletal fingers. Amelia shivered, pulling her jacket tighter. The air was heavy with the weight of secrets, the whispers of time echoing through the crumbling stone. S1.
This is it, Amy. The lost chamber of Blackwood Manor.
He gestured towards a barely discernible outline in the manor's dilapidated facade, hidden by ivy and neglect. Amelia felt a tremor of apprehension. The manor had been shrouded in local legends, tales of a hidden chamber filled with ancient relics and guarded by a mysterious entity. Many had searched, but none had ever returned to tell the tale. She pushed down the unease, reminding herself that this was their chance to uncover history, to bring light to the darkness. Together, they approached the manor, their footsteps echoing in the stillness. The whispers seemed to grow louder, urging them forward, beckoning them into the unknown. S1, let's do this. The air within the manor was thick with dust and the smell of decay. Cobwebs hung like macabre decorations, and the only light came from the sliver of moonbeams piercing through the boarded-up windows. They moved cautiously through the darkened corridors, their footsteps muffled by the thick layers of dust. Riley, ever the adventurer, led the way, his flashlight beam dancing across the faded grandeur of the manor's past. S1.
Look at these portraits.
They passed portraits of stern-faced men and women, their eyes seemingly following their every move. Each creak of the floorboards, each rustle of wind through the broken windows sent shivers down Amelia's spine.
This is it, the entrance to the chamber.
Finally, they reached the far end of a long, narrow corridor. There, hidden behind a tapestry depicting a hunting scene, lay a door. It was crafted of dark, aged wood, its surface etched with strange symbols that seemed to writhe in the dim light. Amelia's heart pounded in her chest as Riley carefully moved the tapestry aside. The door was heavy, its hinges protesting with a groan as they pushed it open. A musty, ancient smell wafted out, carrying with it the scent of time and forgotten things. The chamber beyond was shrouded in darkness, the air thick with anticipation. S1. As Riley clicked on his flashlight, the beam sliced through the gloom, revealing a sight that made Amelia gasp. The chamber was circular, its walls lined with shelves stacked high with ancient tomes and artifacts. S2. In the center, a stone pedestal held a large, ornate book, its pages yellowed with age. The air crackled with an unseen energy, a palpable sense of power that sent chills down their spines. It felt as if they had stepped into a place untouched by time, a sanctuary of secrets hidden away from the world. Amelia ran her fingers lightly over the spine of a nearby book, its leather cool and dry beneath her touch. S1. Amazing. The chamber was a treasure trove of knowledge, filled with relics and artifacts from a bygone era. There were ancient scrolls, their parchment brittle with age, covered in intricate script that hinted at forgotten languages and long-lost civilizations.
Look at this armor.
Ornate daggers with jeweled hilts gleamed dully in the flashlight's beam, their blades still sharp despite the passage of time. Riley, his eyes wide with excitement, carefully examined a suit of armor, its metal tarnished but still imposing.
So much history.
He traced the intricate etchings on its surface, whispering about battles fought and heroes long gone. Amelia found herself drawn to the shelves of books, their titles whispering promises of forgotten lore and ancient wisdom. She picked up a volume bound in dark leather, its pages filled with strange diagrams and cryptic notes written in a language she couldn't decipher. The air crackled with an unseen energy, the echoes of the past swirling around them as if the chamber itself was alive with the memories it held. As they delved deeper into the chamber, a sense of unease began to creep over Amelia. The silence, once peaceful, now felt heavy, oppressive. She could feel eyes on them, watching their every move. The air grew colder, a faint breeze swirling around them despite the stillness of the chamber. Amelia whirled around, her heart pounding, just in time to see a dark figure emerge from the shadows. It was tall and cloaked, its features obscured by the darkness. The figure moved with an unnatural grace, its presence radiating an aura of power and menace. Riley demanded, his voice firm despite the tremor in it. The figure didn't answer, but continued to approach, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. Amelia felt a surge of primal fear course through her. They had stumbled upon something ancient and powerful, something that had guarded this chamber for centuries. S2, who's there? The cloaked figure moved with a swiftness that belied its size, its presence filling the chamber with an unsettling aura. Amelia and Riley exchanged a nervous glance, their initial excitement replaced by a growing sense of dread. They were trapped, alone with whatever guarded this ancient place.
We mean no harm. We just want to understand.
Her words hung in the air, met with only silence from the cloaked figure. It continued to approach, its glowing eyes fixated on them, making it impossible to discern any emotion or intent. The air crackled with tension, the silence broken only by their ragged breaths.
Back off, we're leaving.
Riley, ever the pragmatist, unslung his backpack and pulled out a flashlight, its powerful beam cutting through the gloom. The figure paused, its head tilting slightly as if considering Riley's words.
S2, Professor?
Then, with a swift movement, it reached up and pushed back its hood, revealing its face. Amelia gasped, her hand flying to her mouth in shock. The figure's features were obscured by shadows, but she recognized the face instantly. It was Professor Caldwell, their archaeology professor, a man known for his eccentric lectures and obsession with ancient lore. He looked older, his face etched with lines she hadn't noticed before, his eyes burning with an intensity that sent shivers down her spine.
What's going on? What are you doing here?
Professor Caldwell smiled, but it was a chilling, humorless expression that did little to ease their apprehension.
My dear students, you've stumbled upon something truly extraordinary.
Professor Caldwell's words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken meaning. He stepped further into the light, his eyes gleaming with a strange intensity. Amelia couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. This wasn't the kindly, if eccentric professor she knew. The air crackled with an unseen energy, a sense of power that emanated from him, chilling her to the bone.
You were never meant to find this place. This chamber, these artifacts, they hold secrets. Power that has been hidden for centuries.
He gestured to the surrounding shelves, his gaze sweeping over the ancient relics.
And now, thanks to your curiosity, that power will be mine. Professor, you're not making sense. We have to tell someone about this place, about these discoveries. This belongs in a museum.
Professor Caldwell laughed, a harsh, grating sound that echoed through the chamber.
Foolish boy, don't you see? This is bigger than any museum, any history book.
Professor Caldwell's demeanor shifted, his kindly facade crumbling to reveal a chilling ruthlessness. He raised his hands, his fingers splayed, and Amelia felt a surge of unseen energy flow through the chamber. The air crackled, the ancient artifacts vibrating with a power that sent shivers down her spine.
For centuries, I've studied the legends, the whispers of this place. I dedicated my life to finding this chamber, unlocking its secrets. And now, I will finally claim my birthright. Professor, whatever's going on, we can work this out. Just let us go and we'll forget we ever saw this place.
Professor Caldwell laughed again, the sound devoid of humor, chilling them to the bone.
You think you have a choice. You are now part of this, whether you like it or not.
Professor Caldwell's words hit Amelia like a physical blow. She finally understood. This wasn't just about a love of history, an obsession with the past. This was about power, about a legacy that had been passed down generation to generation, culminating in this moment. He wasn't just Professor Caldwell, he was the latest in a long line of guardians sworn to protect the secrets of this chamber. But somewhere along the way, the lines had blurred, the thirst for knowledge morphing into a lust for power. As Professor Caldwell began to chant in a language that sounded ancient and powerful, Amelia knew they were in grave danger. They had stumbled upon something far greater than they could have ever imagined, a secret that had been hidden for centuries. The chamber hummed with energy, the artifacts glowing with an otherworldly light. Amelia exchanged a terrified look with Riley, their eyes reflecting the same chilling realization. They were trapped, caught in a web spun centuries ago with no escape in sight.